Okay, welcome everyone. This is our first community connection call for 2025. So hope your new year's off to a good start. We will jump right in with a couple amazing testimonies, and then Gigi is going to treat us to some awesome product training on Hydrate, one of my favorites. And then we've got a lot of great and helpful stuff to go over. We'll be talking about, well, you'll find out, but like what's coming that you can take advantage of and benefit from this month. So anyways, I see we've got Christine and Tayva here for our testimonies. So Christine, you want to go ahead and go first, and then Tayva? Is that cool? Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Thanks, Whitney. It's really nice to see all of your faces on here today. Whitney had asked me to come on and speak, and in a couple of weeks I'll be rounding into year 10 with Plexus. And what led me to Plexus, I'm a registered nurse, and actually going to nursing school, we didn't really learn about supplements, because what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get diagnosed with medical conditions and you just take medications, and that's what you do for life. And anyway, those were not working for me. At one time I was on 22 medications for my type 2 diabetes. And I was at a point where they were basically saying that I was going to go ahead, they were going to start me on insulin. And you usually don't have to go on insulin unless you're type 1 and your pancreas is no longer working. And so it kept increasing the meds. My numbers were not going down. It wasn't getting any better. I started researching some things and fell upon Plexus and said, I'm going to give it a try. So a normal A1C, which is a 3-month average of a blood sugar. A normal person without any issues should be around 5. When the doctor starts saying, watch your diet, start doing whatever, that's usually when you're around 6. They start saying diet changes, you need to really watch it, you become pre-diabetic. I was at 14.8. And just to give you guys an example, that would be equivalent to, now you guys walk around, you wake up in the morning, your blood sugar, your body's doing what it's supposed to. Your blood sugar is around 80. That would be an A1C possibly of about 5. An A1C of 14.8 basically was me walking around with a blood sugar of anywhere between 650 and 700. That was on 22 medications. So, there's a lot of things that happen with your blood sugars when they're elevated, and that means kidney issues and issues with your vision. Life-sustaining organs are damaged. Whether you feel it or not, they're being damaged. Anyway, I started on the pink, started with the triplex, and in conjunction with my physician, began to take the Plexus in February and monitored my blood sugar. So because that average is about 3 months, we redid my A1C. And in combination with my doctor, also started decreasing medications just to see that combination worked. It did. And I believe in that first 4-month period, my A1C was down to about 9. That was convincing enough for me. Long story short, and a lot of years and a lot of work. I am 75 pounds lighter. I am no longer diabetic. And as in the medical terminology, and I remember my physician as we were working, and he's laughing and joking, I go, I will celebrate the day when you have to write on a prescription pad, she is no longer diabetic. It took him about just 2.5 years ago to write that on my paperwork, because they just don't do that. They don't say you're no longer with this condition, because it's scary for the medical community. In addition to, I was 280 pounds. My kidneys were shutting down. My vision was poor, and my glaucoma numbers were really high. When you look at some of the ingredients that we have, specifically X Factor Plus, some of the ingredients in there can decrease the glaucoma pressures in your eye. Again, just from the research that I've done. And then in conjunction with my eye doctor, I said, this is what I'd like to try. We're going to watch it. We continue to watch it. I am still not at an issue. I was right up there with those numbers. I was on blood pressure meds, probably related to my weight, my unhealthiness, all the pieces of it. I'm no longer on blood pressure meds. It sounds like I'm some kind of a miracle person. Plexus is not a miracle. However, if you put the work into it, it's a tool like no other. It's life-changing, but it doesn't work if you don't let it work. If you don't put in the other pieces, you don't exercise, you don't change your diet, you don't adjust things. And the cool thing is that it helps you to make those adjustments. You clean out your gut, and you're not craving those things. You're not making poor choices. Or if you want to just take that bite of a donut, I remember somebody that I used to be like, how can you just take one bite of a donut on like whatever it was, donut sweet day, and then throw it out? So I was just like, it's a waste, which I don't care about the waste anymore. One bite of a donut, I get to taste it, I chew it, and I throw it away. Like, it's ridiculous amount of power that I get to have it if I want it. And sometimes I say, I don't even want that bite of a donut. It's not worth the calories. So I'm like 100% convinced, and I have physicians that are 100% convinced. I think when you look at your customers, they gotta want it. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to come on these products, and they're not going to take them for a couple of days or a month or whatever, and see all of these amazing changes. They have to notice, they have to be in tune to their body and say, ooh, you know what? Wow, I do notice that. I feel better. My pants are a little bit looser. Like, I'm not getting headaches. I remember, and this is just kind of a funny thing, when people ask me for Motrin or Tylenol, I don't have it because I don't remember the last time I had a headache. And if I did, I'd probably be, reaching for ease or something. But like those regular irritating things that people deal with, I don't deal with. I contribute all of that to Plexus. I could go on for hours and hours. You guys that know me, I'm a talker. So I'm going to shut it down so that I'm not taking up any more time. I'm happy to answer any questions on another basis. Please reach out to me.
Thank you, Christine. Your story is so powerful. It's always one, when I need to find a testimony, I'm like, oh, Christine, everyone's got to hear this. The whole world needs to hear this. There's so much hope behind what you share. And the fact that I don't even think you mentioned this. Christine's a nurse, and I think it's even more powerful, someone that comes from the medical community. I guess you did mention that in the beginning, but either way, it's so incredibly powerful, and you can't deny those numbers on paper from blood work. That's just so powerful. Thank you so much. And let's turn it over to Tayva, who also has a very inspiring story that the world needs to hear.
Can you guys hear me? I'm in my car. Yeah.
Sound
okay. Good? Okay, good. My grandson's basketball game is just right over there. So anyway, I could totally relate to Christine's story. I don't have diabetes, but I do have rheumatoid arthritis. And I watched my mom become crippled and die from rheumatoid and other complications from that when she was just 2 years older than I am now. And so when I was diagnosed in my 30s with rheumatoid arthritis, I expected to have a similar trajectory in my life. And I ended up on multiple medications and had headaches every day. I lived on Advil. I woke up, popped 6 to 8 Advil every morning just to try to function in, with the headache. I was on high blood pressure meds, cholesterol meds, fibromyalgia meds, so many things, and they all have side effects. And I just felt terrible all the time. I always needed naps. I was gaining weight like crazy. I had a hysterectomy when I was 50. And so I would say about when I was 53, 54, my daughters were telling me about Plexus, and I thought, oh, for heaven's sakes, another one of those, quick fix things. But I secretly started looking at it online at night when I was in my bed and couldn't sleep, and I started like doing a little research, and I decided to try it. I thought, if nothing else, it'll help me lose some weight, and that will be a good thing, because I was just puffy and just having a really hard time. I started Plexus, and I immediately, within a few days, started to feel better, mostly because I was going to the bathroom regularly, which I hadn't done for years. And I was starting to sleep better. And I thought, oh, wow, this is, great. Now the scale wasn't moving, but I was feeling good. I had the worst brain fog. My brain fog started to lift. And so I stuck with it, and I kept going, and just thought, wow, this is amazing stuff. A few months into it, I started researching Ease, which is the anti-inflammatory product. And I decided I was going to really give that a shot. And I started taking a loaded dose of Ease. And 6 weeks later, I had a blood test at my rheumatology office, and my inflammation rate was the lowest it had been in years. And I was shocked. Blood work is really truly a good thing if you can get before and after numbers, because I was feeling better, but I also thought maybe it was just a placebo effect. Anyway, that convinced me right there that this was the real deal. And I started to lose weight finally. I started to wean off all my medications. And within, I would say, a year, I had lost 20 pounds, and I was off everything. And I've been on Plexus. I'm 61. So I've been on Plexus for 7, maybe going on 8 years. And I'm not on any medications anymore. I just take Plexus. My hands are not crippled. My husband retired about a year ago. We are taking biking and hiking vacations. That's what we do. We take active vacations. And to talk about a life-changing product, this is it. It has changed my life. My life is completely different than I thought it would be. And I'm 100% giving the credit to Plexus. It's worth doing and taking. Anyway, that's enough. There's lots of details, but I don't have to go into those.
Okay, but every time I look at you, I think of you saying, that there was a time when you could not walk up or down stairs in your house. And like, to see you now and how active you are, I can't even imagine you like that. I can't, like, talk about life-changing. That's so powerful. So grateful. Incredible. All right. Let us switch gears a little bit and learn about Hydrate. Gigi, for those of you that know her, you already love her. She is such an incredible resource and support to our Plexus family in so many ways. And she has such an incredible brain for ingredients and how it all works and the science behind it. And it's so fun to learn from her. So take some notes. Thanks, Gigi.
All right. Wow. Did we hear great stories tonight? Oh my goodness gracious. So I've walked along the side of Christine and Tayva the last 8 years. and have watched them experience those changes. It's amazing. They listened to what they said. They were reading the ingredients. I heard both Tayva say it. I heard Christine say it. And I got to tell y'all, read the labels on everything. I'm reminded of back about a year ago, Governor Newsom in California. I remember that he signed a bill. I don't know if any of you read this, but he signed a bill banning the manufacture, distribution, and sale of certain products that had carcinogenic properties. And they were things like brominated vegetable oil, red dye number 3, potassium bromate. You guys, some of those ingredients are in energy drinks, and they are in electrolyte drinks, and they're being sold. And even those products that he said in California are going to be banned, it's not until January 2027. People are giving their kids these drinks. Christine knows it in the school district. She sees that as a nurse there. You guys, it's creating the problems with them being able to concentrate. It's neurobehavioral effects in the children, the digestive tract problems, and of course, hyperactivity, where the teachers can't control those kids because those kids are drinking those drinks. Gatorade, it's not safe. Gatorade has one of those ingredients in it. It's potassium bromate. And interestingly, potassium citrate does almost the exact same thing. Plexus uses potassium citrate. Potassium citrate does not have carcinogenic properties. You know what it does have, though? It actually helps to treat high acidity levels. And so that helps people with problems like kidney stones. So our ingredients are clean. Our ingredients are safe. You guys, they're for kids. They're for adults. It's for everybody. Did you know, I love this one, that maintaining proper electrolyte levels can contribute to weight loss? It's a fact. It's essential for efficient metabolism. I know, and we all want that, right? I mean, I don't know anybody. There's very few of us that say we don't have anything that we want to lose, or we don't want to stop craving those sugars. You guys, when you're hydrating properly, you're not going to be craving the sugars, but it's also important to make sure that your electrolytes are in good balance. Proper electrolyte balance also helps to improve muscle performance. And when you're improving your muscle performance during exercise, guess what else is happening? You're burning more calories. It helps, dehydration can lead to fatigue. So if you are hydrating properly and you're taking in those electrolytes again, probably don't even need the coffee, you guys. Some of us like coffee just for a sip, but a cup. But seriously, it's not something you need if you're hydrating properly and your electrolytes are in balance. Maintaining electrolyte balance really does help to improve and boost your metabolic rate and promote fat burning. And adding an electrolyte to your drink can help to reduce your appetite. Did you know that when you think you're hungry, 9 out of 10 times you're thirsty? And tell me, raise the hands, who wakes up and first thing they're thinking about is what they want for breakfast, or thinking that they need to run and go and get something to eat? I don't know, but I used to be that way. Not anymore, because you wake up dehydrated. And if you wake up dehydrated and you take care of that by hydrating yourself and balancing with the right electrolytes, guess what? You won't be craving food first thing in the morning. And that will also help to keep your body in balance. Electrolytes play a significant role in regulating blood pressure, and maintaining a proper balance of these minerals can also indirectly impact cholesterol levels. And I know we all know people that are having issues with cholesterol, with blood pressure, with thyroid. You guys, a good hydration can help that. So we've got improved heart health, including blood pressure and cholesterol. We've got improved thyroid function, better muscle function, more effective fat metabolism, reduced appetite. So when do you take it? When do you drink Hydrate. And you guys feel free to put in the chat when you are drinking it, but I'm holding this backwards. I could see the front of it. You can drink it before exercise. You can drink it during exercise, after exercise. That's all good. You can start your day. Why not start your day with a Hydrate? Perhaps you won't be eating it. It allows you a little more time to delay that first breakfast. And of course, you're going to be going for a protein breakfast, right? Because that's going to keep your brain more alert as well. Another time that you can drink the Hydrate is before bed if you're prone to leg cramps. And the best news yet, Hydrate, our electrolyte drink, is included in the Healthy Habits combo this month. So now through January 11th, $20 off the Healthy Habits combo. And for new friends wanting to join us, it's only $1 membership. In that Healthy Habits combo, you get the Hydrate electrolyte drink, you get the Restore detox drink, you get your Slim blood sugar balancing drink, and you get your active energy drink. And if you are hydrating yourself throughout the day and adding these little packets to your drink, you're going to be eating less, you're going to have great attention, and all else is going to be, it's a good healthy habit start for this year. Thank you. I keep talking.
Listen to you all night, Gigi. It's okay. We appreciate it. And that was, I mean, I learned something new every time. So grateful. Drop something you learned in the chat. All right. So we do have a lot that we'd like to cover. First of all, I just want to say to everyone here, I just adore you guys. And I'm so grateful for your patience with me and your support and love over the past probably 5 months, when I've really needed to take a big step back. And it just means the world to me to have all of that love and support and patience from you. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Carol and Stacy and Megan. And I know some others of you have really, kind of stepped in and helped take care of everyone and take the lead. But specifically Carol, Megan, and Stacy. And I mean, there's, some blessings that have come from this, and I love some of the new things that they've reworked, this meeting being one of them. Really simplified and streamlined a lot of things, and it's so great to see their brilliance come to light. And so just very grateful and love you guys so much. And I'm happy to be back and see all your faces and be more involved again. So anyways, we've got some housekeeping kind of info and then a little bit of training. So Stacy's got some things she wants to point out that you're going to want to be aware of first. Thanks, Stacy.
Well, thank you. If you were a guest tonight, we invite you to hop off. However, if you are a part of our team, we would, in fact, if you're a guest and you want to stay on and listen, please do. But we're going to be talking about, again, some housekeeping things, making sure that you know what the promos are for this month and some other things. And then Megan is going to lead us in a discussion. So please stick with us. In what do we want these to look like? How can we serve you best? All of those things going into 2025. So a couple of things. Gigi, thank you, shared with us about the first thing I was going to talk about, which is the $20 off the Healthy Habits combo. I believe she said January 11th, but it is January 10th. So it's through the 10th. It is done on the 11th. So we're both right. How about that? So that is an amazing combo, as she pointed out to you. And to have that $20 off is incredible, again, through the 10th. There is $1 membership for our new VIPs through the end of the month. So that's amazing. Instead of the $9.95, everybody can get started for a year worth of wholesale pricing on all of our products for just $1. And that is US. Carol, is that also Canada? Yes. Okay, perfect. We have going on right now, if you don't know anything about it, we want you to know about it, 25 Hard. That is not just specifically our team, but it's a lot of teams that have come together to really support one another as you kind of are really focusing, we always are, right? But in January, we're always focusing even more on those healthy habits. And so 25 Hard is a challenge. Instead of having something in our challenge group this month, we are tagging along with that. So in the challenge group, there are the links and different things, but we'll also put the link in this recording. We'd love to have you join us. It's not too late. This is the week we're doing the reset. You can do the reset any 3 days that you want. I'm on day 2 right now. I'm surprised I haven't been super ornery to all of you at this moment. I don't really like a whole lot of people right now. Day 2 is always the worst for me, and I get to go to bed and forget about all of it when I'm done with this. Starting next week then is going to be the 2 weeks of the 25 Hard. And there's some really amazing things to get you just doing some really good, healthy habits. So we'd love for you to join us in that. The other thing I want to make sure you all know about, you guys, this Saturday is one of the biggest days of the year for Plexus. It is our Super Saturday. And so raise your hand if you are signed up and registered for Super Saturday. Woo! I'm so excited. Carol and Misty are coming for a slumber party Friday night. If anyone else wants to come, you're welcome. But Friday night they're coming. We're going to head together to Grand Rapids where they are doing we're in Michigan. Well, Carol's not, she's coming to Michigan. But where they're doing an in-person sponsored event by different jewels. And so there might be that in your area, but the live event is in Dallas. If you're anywhere close to Dallas, I know today they sent me an email and said, come to Dallas. So you could still potentially do a live ticket. But if not, make sure you get a virtual ticket. It's $19.95. It is a 3-hour event. It is so worth your time and your energy that day. And typically we get some fun news first, and we get a fun little incentive for being there as well. So if you are not signed up, make sure you get signed up, and we'll be sure to put the link. Is somebody writing down what I'm telling you? I'm going to put the link. We'll put the link in the comments when we do the recording. And then finally, let me tell you real quickly, Super Saturday for Eastern is 11 to 2, so Central 10 to 1. Nope, Mountain would be 9 to 12 and Pacific 8 to 11. I think I did that right. So those are the times. And finally, there is something that corporate is doing for us starting this month on Mondays, you guys, every single Monday night. If you were ever attending the Monday night calls we have, corporate is taking those over. So they are offering opportunity calls, and different jewels will be leading those each week. And so it's an opportunity call starting at 7 Mountain, so that's 9 Eastern. And 15, 30 minutes max. I'm guessing they'll be around 15, but we'll find out for sure. And then they're also doing product calls where they're highlighting our products. And that's a great call to invite people to. Both of these are. Take advantage of those. And again, that's Thursday night, same time. So 7 Mountain, 9 Eastern, and then fill in the rest of the time frame. So I think that's what I needed. Oh, they're replacing the Sunday night calls. Yes, thank you, Sunday night calls. So product calls on Thursday and opportunity calls are on Monday. Megan, you typed Tuesday, but just make sure you all know it's Monday night for opportunity, Thursday night for product calls for corporate. So if you want to know where to find those, again, we'll try to get you that information, but it will also be, if you're not a member of the Plexus Brand Ambassador Academy page, that is a great page to belong to so that you are in the know. Any questions about any of that? No? All right. Megan, you are up. Thank you.
Thank you. You have me excited for Super Saturday. I'm like, yeah, there's one in Raleigh and I'm in that area, so I might go join them rather than watch it alone. So if you're able to get to with a group, it's more fun. So thank you all. As Whitney said, and as you've noticed, we've kind of changed things up a little bit, streamlined it. We used to have a Monday night like multi-team call, and then Tuesday night accountability, and then Wednesday night was, every other Wednesday was new VIP, and then Thursday was Pink 15. And so we've kind of mashed all of those into one call. We're never going to have a date or a time that's going to fit everybody. So like, we're hoping that, we can get as many people on these calls as possible. And it's been a lot of fun just kind of doing that. And I'm loving the product testimonies and the product highlight. And so what I have been thinking about is, how can we improve the user experience? I want to make sure that these are calls that you look forward to and that you feel confident inviting people to. So in the beginning of the call, we typically do the product user experience, and then the second half of the call is like a training, has been a training. So I want to know everybody's feedback. Like, are you loving that? Or do you want to kind of experiment with making it, I don't know, like not Weight Watchers, but like that kind of community experience where we're like talking health for the whole time. Like, I just want to know what you think is going to serve people best. How do we improve the user experience? And maybe it's what we have, but I just wanted to open that up for conversation. So unmute yourselves and share, please.
My silence is only because I'm not sure.
Okay, fair enough. Like, let's talk it out. Yeah. You're not sure about what?
What else to do
Okay.
other than what we're currently doing?
Okay, Angie likes it the way it is. Okay, cool. So, I guess another question that I could ask then is, are you, and you can ask yourself this, don't mean to put you on the spot, Stacy, but are you consistently inviting people to the calls? And if you are not, then is it a matter of like that whole, like, I'm afraid I'm going to bother them kind of thing, or I'm afraid they're going to say no, or you're telling yourself, oh, they're busy and they can't get on at this time, so you just don't bother to invite? Or does it not feel in alignment? Is there something else that might be holding you back?
Megan, I don't know if you saw, but there were a few other people that had raised their hand from the original question. Janelle was one of them.
Okay, perfect. I can't see.
Janelle, will you share what you were going to share?
I was typing it in.
Oh.
Hi. But so I really like the format, like the way it is now. I feel like I don't know, it's just better for me. So for those of you, Stacy, Carol, Megan, Whitney, for those of you that are kind of like the hostess or the MC, you kind of guide people, and it just, I don't know, it feels better to me. So I'm loving the way the format is. I love the product highlight. I think those are really opening our eyes and showing us things about products that some of us who are not the sciencey, ingredient readers, that are like, whoa, let's add that into our toolbox. So I personally really like it.
I like that too. Thank you. And it's like, now I'm like, I can't remember who did one on, I think it was Kate did one on Metaburn. I'm like, crap, I got to go pop some Metaburn. I got to get back on that, So I like that too. Yes. So I guess then the question is this a meeting that you feel confident inviting people to? Because I want to make sure that we're serving the people that need to be served. Stacy.
Well, I was going to say, Gigi had her hand raised, so I want to make sure we're getting everybody's input.
And I have that too, so.
Okay.
Perfect. Move on to that.
In times past, it's been a little overwhelming as a leader, and this is what I toss in my head. I think it's important that we offer a lot of different things in different days and different times, because it meets different people. But it's difficult to invite people to all the things. And so as a leader, I have to choose one, which one or two things might I invite somebody to? And then as a group, on a group page, I love that we post what all those trainings are every week. It's posted. Anybody on our team should be on the Wellness Warriors group, and they should be able to see what's posting, for trainings this week. But keeping it simple has been the most important thing. And I also love when we can piggyback off of the corporate things. I think that's important too, because otherwise we're not utilizing what should be our greatest tool, right? That what they have to offer us.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that too. And I'm guilty of like not paying attention to the corporate things that, you go through seasons, and I was listening to Motivation Monday all the time while I was cooking dinner. I'm like, this is the best. And then you fall out of the habit of it, or maybe they change it up or whatever. So I'm really grateful to Stacy to going over that, because she was like, oh, talk about the corporate calls. I'm like, what corporate calls? So, so if you didn't know about them either, it's okay. We engage now. Whitney.
Yeah. And those corporate calls are also on the team calendar in Wellness Warriors now. And so you can find them on there with the info where to find them. So my feedback, I think that what you're covering on these calls, I think you're hitting on all the most valuable points that's going to cover the majority of people in the most simple way. And so I think it's brilliant. I think the only thing that I wonder if we could just add in so quick is after the 2 testimonies, if I were to invite a guest and they were to hear these 2 amazing testimonies and they didn't really know what Plexus was, I think maybe we could even just have the host throw in like, and obviously like Plexus has many different options. So whoever invited you to this call, I just want to refer you back to them to, for what would most benefit you. And if they need help with that, then we can help with that as well. But just like, maybe throw that in there just as like literally one sentence kind of
as a transition
portion.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a little bit in the past, but it just kind of depends on who we see on the call. If we see names of people that we don't know, then we are usually, pretty good about saying, whoever invited you, touch base, whatever, we'll get you a gift for giving us your time. And that can be just like a nice little transition. And now we're going to hop into we've been calling it the business training, but we could call it whatever we want. Let the business portion of the call.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
But I think what we have here is brilliant. And my personal feeling and opinion on if we're not consistently seeing new faces on here every week and feeling that we're not really utilizing inviting people, it's probably more so that if people are like me, they don't really think about it till Tuesday. So maybe a reminder would be helpful halfway through the week. And if we could make more effort to get a graphic done and posted by, let's say, Wednesday before, or sorry, Thursday before, maybe even Friday, and just say
Wednesday feels a little early for the following Tuesday.
Yeah,
People
that's
forget.
right. So maybe Friday and say,
Friday.
okay,
Yeah.
send out some invites. You know what I mean? Just a reminder.
This is Christine, sorry. There usually is a little chat, raise your hand button. Sorry, except for doing this. I apologize for interrupting. I think it would be helpful to on the graphic, just, and it doesn't have to be a lot of verbiage, but something to say what the testimony, because I'll tell you, Tayva, I'm looking forward to the recording. I've already got 2 people that I want to be able to share the recording with that is gonna, I feel like, blow something out of the water that I've been working on for a while.
Did we not have that? Because I thought we did.
do, Christine. Yeah, we do. There's 2 graphics. There's one.
I must, I don't know that I've ever seen a graphic with what people are offering on the testimony. I guess I've not seen one.
So this one was unusual because it was kind of made last minute, and the gal making the graphic, I don't think she had that information, but we typically do. We ask people to give us 3 words.
Oh, yeah, I have seen those. Okay, I have seen those.
Yeah.
But I'm always behind on stuff because I get 900 emails a day at my work. And so unless I'm focused, like Whitney has to check and make sure I'm following up to make sure that I'm going to be here. So I don't always get to, get to find out what's happening whenever. So I'm usually the one that's behind. And I think graphics ahead of time does help me, because I am looking for them. And by the time it becomes the day before, I don't have time to plan and figure out who I'm going to get that to. But I did notice that there wasn't on this graphic, but I didn't remember, that we've had that before. That would make me focus on exactly who I'm going to. Now, just out of who I am, I'm always send this to family, friends, whatever. You know what? I'm speaking tonight. I talk about it all the time. Maybe pop on here. And I saw a couple of, my people come on here, and those are just seeds I've planted, nothing specific, but they're in here and they see the people and whatnot. But those were a couple of things. The other thing I was thinking is there's different learning styles. So we're all talking and they listen, but there's no visual. So someone can listen and not pick up anything. If somebody did some kind of a share where it is a picture of, I don't know, a gut health or some kind of whatever, how the hydrate goes into the cell as somebody's speaking, it could enhance the learning. And I don't know what that graphic would be. I'm just saying, if we wanted to take into consideration different learning styles, we're only hitting one learning style.
Very smart. And I see the occupational therapist in front of me nodding her head as well. Do you have anything to piggyback off of that, Carrie?
Sorry, can I just say to Christine, I just added you to the Tuesday thread. If you want, you can leave if you don't want to be, but that's where those graphics are posted first.
I was going to say the same thing, Christine, like maybe that would be an easier place for you to see them once they pop up, if it's just a messenger chat. So, and anyone that wants to be in that messenger chat, please just maybe put in the comments that you'd like to be added to that messenger chat if you're not already in there, because that is going to be the fastest and first way to see the graphic. And also, we want your testimonies. So please, if you're in there and you're willing to share your story, then it doesn't have to be like groundbreaking, like earth shattering, but if you've benefited one way or another, someone's going to relate to that. So please join us in that chat. And then if you're willing to share your story as well, please indicate that so we can kind of add you into the rotation for that. So.
And you can also ask, sometimes, people will be like, oh, I don't have many people I can ask. I'm new or whatever. You can ask sidelines. You can ask other Plexus people. They don't have to be on our team. We want to just get all the testimonies. I'm a testimony junkie. Okay, so that kind of covers the calls, don't you think? And Carrie said like before and afters, like that's a good visual as well. So
we mentioned the VIP call, the new VIP calls, right? Twice a week. We did mention that. Okay.
Oh, did we?
Twice a month.
No, I meant to mention it. There is a VIP call, a new VIP call, welcome and orientation tomorrow night, and also 2 weeks from today.
First and third, every first and third. Gigi had mentioned, like, I know sometimes one day doesn't work, so we try to mix it. We've found that it's way more, people are more likely to come if we keep it the same day every day, because everybody knows that every Tuesday is the call. And that's like every first and third Wednesday is the new VIP call. I totally get what you're saying, but I just want to explain to you why we do it. Because if we said this week's Monday and next week's Tuesday and the week after that's Wednesday and then it's Thursday and then it's back to the first, people wouldn't remember. And I bet you we'd have half the people. I wouldn't remember. That's smart.
And I guess you might have misunderstood, because I was just referring to the fact that it's good that we have different trainings, different days, different stuff.
Yeah.
Times. That's all I was referring to.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was addressed.
Yeah.
And I actually love the fact, and this is my 2 cents on what, if Megan wants my 2 cents, I love that we do the guest call and this call right after, instead of having a call on Tuesday and a call on Wednesday. I love that we do it at once, because this is one night and a lot of us have families, and and this gets later in the evening and you just kind of want to put your feet up. I know I want to go to bed, but you only have to do this one night a week instead of spreading them out. And that's what I really love that Megan's kind of went. She was the one who spearheaded this one. I'm going to give her credit. She gets the cred.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure it was working for everybody. So it sounds like it is. So let's keep the ball rolling and maybe implement some, like visuals as well, and then set a bar for ourselves that we will have that graphic done by Friday. Is that thing? Okay. And that makes it easier for people to invite. Because
And a great tip to that is like this, starting on Friday, you can start throwing that graphic in your stories.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a great place to put it if you want to just get it. And then especially if you know somebody who deals with any of the issues, that's another personal reach out. But I see a lot of the Canadians do this and they always put it in their stories. I'm always seeing them saying, I'm doing this tonight. And they're always throwing their stories and have a little talk about it. So anyways,
Great.
my 2 cents again.
Oh, and that's a good tip to talk about it, because we put up graphics a lot, but I've noticed a couple of people on my team have been going live in their stories and talking, and they're getting more engagement from people. So they can see, hear your heart, all the things, and then they're more apt to engage with you. So I like that. That's good. Okay, so go ahead.
Can I give one more question? I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. And this makes me think, because I feel like I've been doing this for a quarter of my life, but because my testimony, we won't want to keep people on here a long time, not the ones that, want to just learn quickly about whatever that testimony is and how is this going to relate and how is this going to work for me. And I can talk, but I would like to be able to tell people about how X Factor Plus worked for me in relation to glaucoma, how Slim worked for me in relation to my blood sugar, how Ease worked for me in relation to what, you know what I'm saying? Like targeted, not just here's all of it in 14 minutes or less, blah, 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 versus saying maybe every once in a while we say, we're going to focus on this and this specific, I'm just saying that I feel like I could say to someone I know that I can speak about it. I'm happy to talk about some of that stuff. But for me, just giving you guys the overall picture doesn't say that how many different things the products have done. And when people understand the correlation and the basic pathophysiology of how this works with this, now, for example, this is as silly as this is, and I feel like sometimes I forget the aloe wrapped X Factor Plus. People don't understand now whether they take Plexus or not. If you take some kind of an aloe supplement before you take any of it opens up your cells. No matter what you're taking, everything gets absorbed better. So people with absorption problems, take some aloe before. We are going to say, we wrapped our stuff in it. We wrapped our supplements in it. So it's automatically there. That's kind of stuff that's conversations at the grocery store. And then, well, I wish I had a vitamin that had that. Well, we do. I'm just saying those kinds of little things I think are important, are too much for a call to be able to focus on that stuff. So if that makes sense, I feel like the aloe thing over the last, there's been a lot of malabsorption issues I'm noticing where there's already gut health issues, which we've tapped into. And malabsorption issues in addition to that. And the fact that we have tapped into aloe around our X Factor Plus is huge. I feel like it needs to be bigger. I'm not a scientist, but that opens up cells for so many other things. So I just feel like key pictured things, and again, if we do videos, maybe, but instead of just vomiting everything Plexus, let's say this one thing might be really good for you if you needed it for this, if that makes sense.
Stacy mentioned live, and I think that would be good. Why not do one live a week on Wellness Warriors that's product related with how it's affected?
The info page.
Either one. Yeah. I think either one will be valuable.
Info page.
Oh, that's an information page thing. That's definitely an information page thing. Yeah. So what I was going to say is, first of all, Christine, I have a soft spot in my heart for nurses, because you guys freaking know your stuff. And then we have like Gigi and Janelle's not here. There's a lot of people who are amazing. And I'm talking to Megan and Stacy and Whitney right now as I say this. Why don't we? Because every week we're doing a training, and every week I will tell you on Monday, we're going, what are we training on tomorrow? This is what we do. You're not supposed to know that, but that's what we do every Monday. And Megan's like, we totally do. So, unless it's the first of the month, but why don't we do like the first of the month is always going to be a breakdown of promotions and what's going on corporate and all that, or the week after, like next Tuesday, I think Megan's going to tell us what we're going to talk about next Tuesday. But why don't we once a month, we have so many smart product people, do a throwdown talking about some of these products and how they specifically, like a deeper in, because the first 15-minute one was really meant, it's an introduction to Plexus, right? But if there's these people, like Christine got passionate talking about aloe, why don't we let her do a training once a month? We have a training about, maybe that would be a great place to put a product thing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
And I put in the chat too, Christine, if you have not seen the throwdown videos that Kelly Hurst, am I saying that right? That she has done, like while you were talking and being super passionate, it reminded me so much. Kelly Hulst, thank you.
Yeah.
So much of her. And I think not even just on these calls, but if you could, anyone who wants to go live on information page and share this super important information with the passion that you just shared, please do. Like, this is an open invitation for sharing information on that information page that is going to be valuable, that is going to provide the people on there with value. People on the information page, some have joined us. Many have not yet. And so for them to truly understand how these products can support them and serve them and all of that would be super valuable. And then Kate had mentioned that we should be throwing up a weekly post on the info page to invite. I'm going to tell you, I have been jumping on for literally like 5 minutes or less on my team page an hour before these calls and just saying, you guys, this is your personal invitation to join us tonight on our community connection call. I've got two of my sweet friends are talking tonight and they're going to be sharing about blah, 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 blah. Invite your friends and join us. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but I think that would be amazing if people are willing to jump on the information call or the information page and invite people to come in and join us with the link and all of that as well. So thank you, Kate, for sharing that.
Yeah,
And-
I was
and-
just thinking too, like we could tag our people that with the post that you want to invite, like especially your new VIPs or new business builders. One of the people that I invited tonight was someone who started to share, and she actually has fibromyalgia, so it was like perfect one for her to jump on. But it was a last minute invite, and I just think it would be amazing to have, because everybody's on info page. We always push them to go on to info page for more information, so it'd be a good place to just broadcast
Advertise.
it every week.
And I
Advertise.
too, it's the community, right? We're advertising this incredible community, and the more that people can get involved with our community, the more people that will be showing up each week, and the longer people are going to stay to have those results, because the connection is so important.
Right, 100%. And so we tried in 2024, we tried to boost engagement and give people a place to do that with the Healthy Hangout for Wellness Warriors. And it just it was a great idea, but it was overwhelming, because then we had an info page and Healthy Hangout and Wellness Warriors, the business page, and it was too much. So we decided to stop with the Healthy Hangout and redirect everybody to info page. And what we want to do is really boost engagement. So if you noticed in December, Whitney put up a post, and we're going to be doing these every single month, drop your screenshot of your 100 PV order and you get entered to win a prize. So they just drew a prize for a yoga ball, super fun. And so that's starting again. And then I think if people can see the people in the team being passionate about, you know, inviting people to a challenge or talking about the Aloe and X Factor Plus. I'm like salivating over here, like, tell me more about that. Like, that's exciting to me. You know, like whatever it is, then I think it's going to come to life more and we're going to get more engagement. Yeah. And improve the user experience, which is the goal. Right. Okay, so we're almost at an hour. So I could go on and we could talk about all the ways that we can tweak things, but we've got good things happening in 2025. And so does anyone have any final thoughts, comments?
I do,
I'm looking.
actually.
Yes.
So with inviting new people to hop on, I do think that at the end of the testimonies and the product highlight, it really just needs to be like, I don't know, a final message for those people.
Yes.
You know, I think before we jump into our stuff that the business part of it, and like a proper send off, I guess you would say. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, and I think, and Whitney kind of felt the same way. So, and I think that's good, and it's a cleaner transition. So that's something that we can easily, I mean, whoever's being MC can easily implement. Yeah, but we will make that. We'll make a point of doing that more cleanly. Yeah, I like it. I love it. Thank you. Anyone else? Thank you, guys. This call was amazing. We'll see you all. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So next week's call, we are not going to have testimonies and product highlights. I don't know how long the call is going to be. I'm thinking 30 minutes. It might be longer than that, but Chris Smith, who is a regional sales manager at corporate, has asked if he can come and personally train us on and give us a recap of Super Saturday. So join us and we will go over all of that with him. Yes.
Can we just plan for it to be an hour and either he takes the whole hour or when he's done? I'm guessing with announcements and things that are going to happen at Super Saturday, we might want to mastermind and just come up with what we want to do. Again, it'll depend on what they announce, but they typically announce some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, we'll have him start the call and then if he's done and anybody wants to hang out and mastermind, absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Just plan on it being an hour if you're willing to stay and do that.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And then the following week, we'll return to our regularly scheduled programming and it will be good.
Yes, it will. And I want to challenge everyone, share this replay with at least one person that's not here tonight. Okay. And I'm sure you had someone come to mind, didn't you, who needed to hear these stories and, you know, or maybe the info about Hydrate or what Christine said about X Factor Plus or whatever it was. But I want to challenge everyone to share. So they're always posted the morning after in Wellness Warriors. Okay.
So there's one more thought that I had then is, should we think about just recording that first 15 minutes, stopping it and starting again? So when we're sharing a video, we're sharing, like when we think of people that we want to share with, we're not sharing an hour-long video. We're sharing a 15-minute video. So if we can remember to do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, even if you were to tell them, oh, just listen to the first 15 minutes. If I got a recording that was an hour, I'd be like, no, time for that.
100%.
I think as like whoever's leading it, you need to have a co-pilot. So like the co-pilot's your recorder and your note taker. So like there should always be two of you working together. One's leading and talking and the other one is doing the silent work behind. Because it's too hard for one of you not to know what one's doing and not have that decision made prior. It'll run so much smoother.
Amen to that. That's so true.
All right.
Good deal. I love it.
All right. Super Saturday.
Be there or be square. Even if you have to watch it by yourself, but if you can get to a watch party, do. Way more fun.
See you Friday, Carol.
I'll be there, be square.
Vegas
I'm
is
bringing
having a
maple
party
cookies.
too. Ooh. Yeah, if you can get to Vegas, we're having a fun party there. Get the info from me. Okay. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.